The idea for this little book started about 2 months ago. Me and Amanda are the only ones of our families that live out west. Everyone else is on the East Coast. And our daughter doesn't get to see family as much as we would like. And so we thought it would be a good idea to make a photo book with faces and names so that she could see them in between visits and just learn to recognize family, learn their names, things like that. We already had plans to travel home for Christmas, and I thought it would be the perfect time to bring along my portrait kit and get all new headshots for this book. In this video, I'll go over all the gear that I brought with me to shoot these portraits, and I'll show you behind the scenes of all the shoots that we did to get all the photos. So now we're going to jump back about a month and a half. I'll take you through the gear and bring you along on all of our travels and all the shoots. So I just posted a video all about the new camera bag I'm using and all the stuff that I keep in this camera bag. I'm not going to go over everything in this bag. You can go check out that video if you want to see all of it. Let's just go over the gear that I need for these portraits. So I'm going to be shooting it on the camera that I'm recording on now, the Sony a7 IV, and I'm going to shoot them all with the Sony 50mm 1.2 GM lens. This is one of my favorite, probably my all-time favorite lens. And then I'm bringing the Profoto A2 flash. This is a tiny little flash that packs a lot of power. I can shoot outdoor portrait work with a softbox on this flash. I have the tiny Profoto trigger so that my camera will fire the flash when I take a photo. I'm bringing a pack of different magnetic gels that all stick to the front so that I can change the color of light that's coming out of the flash. I can warm it up if I'm trying to balance that light with indoor lighting. And this will just go in my checked bag, but it's the charger for my flash battery. I actually think that this whole thing will last for the full trip. It lasts 400 full power flashes. But I'm going to bring the charger just in case. I'd hate to run out and not have the light. And to modify the light on that Profoto, I have the Click softbox, which has this cool built-in handle, and it just flips open like that. And then the flash magnets right on the back of it. And I'm not bringing a light stand. We have enough family around that I can just ask someone to hold it while I take the photos. My camera bag will have a lot of other stuff that I need just for filming YouTube videos, my mics, my action camera, stuff like that. But for this portrait project, we're doing pretty minimal gear, one light, one camera, one lens setup. The last few days, we've just been enjoying Christmas, hanging out with family, playing board games. Looking at the calendar yesterday, I realized I only had 2 more days before 2 of my brothers left. And then the other brother, I'm only going to see after dark from now on because he's working until the sun goes down. So today he got off work early. We're going to actually drive about 45 minutes to his place, meet him at his house, and shoot photos of, this is my youngest brother, Matthew. And then the other 2 brothers I'm going to get tomorrow, and then I have a little more time to get my parents. We're taking a train up to Connecticut. We're going to get Amanda's dad, Amanda's brother, and his new fiance. And then we take the train back down to Virginia, and then we fly out a couple days after that. So busy trip, lots of travel, lots of photos. Let's head over to Matthew's house and shoot these portraits. For the drive to my brother's house, we took my dad's Cybertruck. This thing feels like riding in a spaceship. It's pretty cool. And the whole 45-minute drive, I never touched the steering wheel. We just let the truck drive us all the way there and all the way back home. So the day we did this shoot, it was actually really warm in Virginia. The high was about 60 degrees. But on the drive out to Matthew's house, a cold front moved in, it got really windy, and the temp dropped down into the 30s. I almost didn't bring my jacket on this trip, but I've learned from past photo shoots, just always be prepared for all kinds of weather on a shoot. So I got the a7 IV with the 50 1.2 on it. We have an ND filter on the front so that we can shoot at 1.2 in full sun and stay under the high-speed sync limit. We have the Profoto A2 stuck to that magnet softbox. So I'm just gonna kind of walk around the yard, see where I want to shoot this photo. I'm kind of thinking I'll probably stand over here. I think for the photos of these in this book, we want to do like a tight headshot and then also something that's like more of a environmental portrait. So I told my brother to just leave his work clothes on. We're probably gonna do like I don't know, just have his headshot and then have like a little Matthew goes to work photo right next to it, something like that. You gotta get it high as you can.
I have a little,
like right, like that. And don't let the wind take it. Use 2 hands, hold down here.
I'm losing it.
Bring it down, let me see.
All right, 10.
These first few photos, the light was a little too hot, so we turned it down a bit. And then Matthew's hat was blocking some of the light, so I had Kevin lower it a bit so we could get some light under his hat to light up his eyes. All right, got the photos of Maddie. It was very, very windy. And now we are heading back home. We're gonna work on getting Pete and Kev's photos tomorrow. My parents, Amanda's dad and brother over the weekend. Yeah, going pretty good. The next morning, the family went to the Marine Corps Museum. This is one of my favorite museums around DC. I've been to this museum before, but they're constantly adding and expanding on it, and there were a lot of new sections that I had never seen. And then we took a walk outside and we went to find my grandfather's brick. He has a brick dedicated to him in the walkway outside of the museum. After the museum, in the afternoon, we were back to taking some photos. So I think Matthew's photo from yesterday turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it. Like I said earlier, I want to get a headshot and then a photo that's sort of like an action photo, some sort of simple sentence that we can help teach our daughter how to talk. So Matthew's is going to be something like, here's your Uncle Matthew, and Uncle Matthew gets ready for work. For Pete, I think I'm going to have to kind of dig through my photo archives. So we went on a pretty cool desert trip 2 years ago. So I'll probably find one from that trip, and it'll be about hiking or camping. And then for my brother Kevin, he has his dog here with him. So I think I'll have him playing with his dog in the yard, and it can just be a simple Uncle Kevin plays with his dog. Pete's inside waiting for me to call him out here. We're gonna shoot his photo, and then Kevin's at the gym. He should be home in about 45 minutes, and then we're gonna shoot his. Hopefully he makes it before the sun sets. It's getting pretty low, it's winter, so the sun's setting really early, but I want some good natural light to mix in with the flashlight so these photos look balanced. I don't want the backgrounds too dark. We're gonna shoot Pete's now. I'm just gonna wear this action camera on my chest. Same setup as Matthew's yesterday. Amanda's gonna help me hold the light, and it's just gonna be kind of 45 degrees off to one side and 45 degrees up. Nice Rembrandt lighting balanced with the natural light. So let's get that going. All right, stand like right there on the edge of the concrete.
Which one?
Pete. Look like Nacho Libre. Higher up, like right there. That looks like you. Doesn't look that cold. So my brother is home with his dog Hercules. We're gonna shoot his headshot real quick, get a photo of Hercules, and then get a photo of them playing together. Like right here. Turn towards me a little. Little smile. Get Hercules? Yeah, I think so. All right, same thing, Amanda. Scoot that way.
It's gonna have to be a close-up.
Yeah. So we finished up the lit portraits. Now we just need to get one of Hercules running around and then Kevin playing with him to be the action photo. Like right there. Things got a little hectic, and we didn't take my parents' photos before our train ride up to Connecticut, but we had a little bit of time when we got back, so we just planned to take them when we got back. So we just got to the house that Amanda grew up in, and we're gonna do her dad's headshot, and then we're gonna get a photo of him in his paint studio as his action photo. It is much colder here in Connecticut than it was in Virginia. And apparently right before we got here, they got like 10 inches of snow. So there's snow everywhere on the ground. So we're gonna try and make it quick out here so we don't get too cold, and then get everyone inside and do the indoor portrait. Maybe that way a little more. Paul, I'm gonna have you like right here.
Better direct me. You know I'm not.
I know. Hold on, I'm not tall enough to. I'm just checking to see if that light is good. Amanda, turn that down like a full stop.
You're barely smiling.
I don't smile.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. Looks good. You want to see it?
Well, I'm pretty photogenic. It's not bad.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh,
An old man in a bar.
I need to do more than that. Give me a
You want to keep doing this?
Well, I want to get a good one. I don't even care. Give me something good. They're all bad.
Yeah, we're done.
Good God.
Now you can go in your paint.
Me and Amanda always joke that this house that she grew up in is like an antique store. There's a bunch of just cool old trinkets, there's sports memorabilia, there's leather goods, there's old cameras. It's always kind of cool just looking around and seeing what we can find. So this is my father-in-law's paint studio. I want to balance out my flash with all the warm lamps that are in here, but I don't want to turn on these overhead lights. He has some brighter daylight balance stuff, but I kind of like the warm look of just all these little table lamps. I might even try and get these lights off. But I'm probably gonna need a CTO gel, balance out my light. I don't want my flash to perfectly match the color temperature of these lights, because then you kind of get rid of the warmth that you're getting from these lights. So I just want to warm my light up a little bit so it doesn't look blue, and then still keep some of the warmth from these little lamps around the studio. For a while, all he painted was fly fishermen, but then he kind of branched out and he's been doing some, I mean, the fly fisherman stuff is cool too, but he's been doing a lot of different things, just branching out. This flag one is a recent one that he's proud of and I think is super cool. I like this flag one a lot. In addition to the lighting, I also want to do a few test shots and see if I want to switch from the 50mm over to the 35. This isn't a big room, but there's a lot of cool stuff around, and so I think I want the 35 to bring in more of this environment. The paint studio was really cold, and so we were kind of in a rush to get out of there. I didn't really love the photos from this little shoot. The softbox light looked too flat, so I took it off and changed the angle, but this direct light was a little too harsh. So I had Amanda flip the light around, bounce it off the ceiling. I like the lighting in this last photo, but I don't really like the composition and the posing. I needed a little more time to set up a shot that I really liked. So it's another very cold day here in Connecticut. I am scouting out where I want to take the photos of Amanda's brother and his fiance. Shooting portraits in the cold, obviously it's just not comfortable for your subject, but you also run into issues of their nose getting all red, their eyes getting kind of watery. So I try and make it as quick as possible when I'm shooting with subjects out in the cold. Tyler, come forward to like right there. All right, bring this. I'm just gonna move you.
Okay with this light here?
Yeah, maybe a little higher if you can. Your shoulder should be burning by the end of this.
Burning right now.
Okay, perfect. Christina, I'm gonna have you right here in my footprints, and you can just kind of stand up. You're gonna be looking that way. After a few days in Connecticut, we had another train ride back to Virginia. I love this view of New York City that we got from the train. I wish I didn't have to shoot it through these dirty train windows. I mentioned it before, but just a reminder, we have one full day in Virginia before we have an early morning flight back to Salt Lake. So on that full day, I'm gonna get the headshots and the action photos of my mom and my dad. Just stand right here. This one's just a headshot.
Okay.
Take your glasses off, I think. You're gonna come in like, yeah, probably right there. All right, let's do one in the car too.
In the car?
Yeah, I think you're gonna sit in it and put that driver window all the way down. Okay. And then Amanda, you're probably gonna have it like right here. Amanda, bump it all the way up to 10 and back up so you're like So I can get more of the front of the car, yeah. Yeah. So we're headed to the gym. My dad is really into fitness, and my parents actually own a CrossFit gym. So I thought that a photo of him working out there would be pretty fitting. And bring it kind of around the front just a touch more. You could probably back up a little bit. Yep. Oh, sorry. Amanda. Yeah. All right. Turn your shoulders that way a touch. Back towards me a little bit. Shoulders towards me a little bit. Yeah. I think that looks good. A couple weeks before we made it out to Virginia, my dad injured his arm at a CrossFit competition. We found out after we left Virginia that he actually had a torn bicep this whole time. And I was asking him to work out and do these photos, and we had no idea. But he was fine, he's had surgery, he's healing now, and everything's all good. He's a tough dude. Since the bar was already loaded up, I couldn't help busting out a few squats. This was the last full day in Virginia, and we had a very early morning flight back to Salt Lake. Once we got back to Salt Lake, I went through the photos, we picked out our favorites, I did all the editing and retouching, and then we started designing the book. For this book, we went with a company called Artifact Uprising. They have a few different themed baby books that you can make, and you just add in photos and change names. The design process was super easy, and we're happy with how the book turned out. It feels pretty high quality, like a board book you would buy at the store. As we were designing, we really liked these full page, full bleed headshots. The faces were nice and big, so they're easy to see, and just simple text on the side. Some of the other layouts, you'd have a smaller image here, but we really just liked the full bleed, and we wanted to just do the faces, so we actually cut out all those action photos that we had planned and just did the headshots. And we couldn't fit everybody into their smallest book, which I think is 20 pages, so we had to bump it up to 30, but then we had a bunch of extra pages to fill, so we added some extra photos with me and Amanda, and then a couple photos of me with our daughter and Amanda with our daughter. And then at the very end is just one of her, so she can see a photo of herself. So I'm gonna flip through the book real quick. You can see how it turned out. I'm gonna skip the pages with our daughter. We actually have decided that we're not really gonna share photos or videos of her anywhere online, but you can see all the other headshots of our family. So like I said, we're super happy with how it turned out. I would order from them again. Our daughter loves this book. She always smiles and laughs and touches the faces every time we look through it. So the whole project was a success. If you made it this far, comment photo book down below so I know you made it. I'll catch you in the next video.